So hello everybody. Once again, I am Bill Wagner, and I've been doing an ongoing series where I'm reaching out to female gamers, people in the online space, and I'm working hard at trying to find stories that go opposite of the narrative that we all have, and that is that the online world is just this toxic, horrible place, and that there are people out there whose sole purpose is just to troll and be toxic, and it's just this wild and out of control place where women online just are constantly bombarded with this stuff, and I've tried really hard to find people and places online that run that where the narrative is not that. And I found one place online, and you can see her image on the screen right there that I'm recording. Miss Sunshyne and I, we met about 6 months ago. I kind of dropped into her stream. She was playing some CS:GO. We just kind of talked and got to know each other, and I've watched her community and her stream, and I've watched how she presents her content and how she deals with the stupid people that show up in streams, because there are those people, and that's just the truth. And so I wanted to get her perspective on this and sort of go into a little more of what it's like for her on a day-to-day basis. So I'll let her introduce herself, and then we'll go from there.
Well, hello. I am Miss Sunshyne, also known as Sierra. I started streaming a little over a year ago. My background is actually in marketing communications, so I sort of slid into this very easily, and it's been interesting how much I enjoy it. Yeah, that's me.
Very nice, very nice. So now let's just sort of say some things that are pretty obvious right off the bat. Let's just be straightforward. You are an attractive woman with long blonde hair, and you look great, and you smile, and people like that, and people show up in your stream, and there is nothing wrong with that. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. You can you're right. You could be attractive, and you could be online. That's okay. That's not the point here. The point is that I see it, people see it, and so there's an element of the online world that there's just these straight trollers. They just want to come into chat, come into wherever they are, and just be disruptive and to be idiots and to say horrible things, and that exists. So so sort of walk me through where you started and how that felt when it first happened, and then sort of how it's evolved over time for you.
Okay, so, the whole streaming thing has been a new experience. Before I started streaming, I didn't spend a lot of time on Twitch. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of just threw myself into this world. And of course, I've, played games since I was 14 years old, so I understand, the toxic environment and, what you're talking about, the trolls and all that. I'm totally familiar with that. But, it's been very interesting how it's played out. Quite frankly, I've not had a lot of problems. I have not had as many problems as I thought I would, and I think there's a reason for that. Mm-hmm. As a streamer, I try to be very authentic. What you see is what you get with me. I'm not a character. I'm not putting on a show. Mm-hmm. It's just who I am, and it's so there's a couple things that have happened here as far as the trolls go. So we have those people that, like you said, they think I'm cute and they click on my picture and they enter the stream for very shallow reasons. They come in and say, "Oh, you're so pretty," or "You're so hot," or whatever. But after they actually hang out in the stream and see, they think I'm friendly and I engage with them, I talk to them, I'm actually genuinely curious about their day and what they do for a living, and I think their whole mentality shifts. I've had several people who have come in, actually one of my mods in particular, he admitted that he came in first to just mess around and troll me. And now he's like one of the biggest parts of my community and, the furthest thing from a troll or an idiot, I can say that. So that's the first thing, these people that maybe didn't expect to get connected to a community like that, they end up being connected in my stream. So that's been really rewarding. And the other thing I guess that's happened is this community that we've built. Anytime we do get any trolls or negative people in our channel, they get pushed out immediately. Like, they don't want that there. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to lift a finger. They handle it. And I love that.
Yeah, and see, that right there speaks to the idea that there are strong personalities online that aren't idiots. They don't accept the toxic nature of some people, and that while though there are places for those people, one of those places, one of the places that they do not belong is in your stream and in your community. And that's something else I've noticed is that your chat is pretty upbeat. I mean, even when you're playing, even when you're playing CS:GO and you're getting smoked, it's a generally good place to hang out. I actually, and I don't normally do this. Whenever you do some kind of a cooking stream, I actually tune in because I'm like, oh, she's gonna make something today. And I genuinely tune in for like 20 minutes and watch, like, that actually looks really freaking good. And so it's what it feels like to me is there's more of I guess you call it a family atmosphere, right? Because your stream isn't just you playing games. You actually have streams where you cook. You have streams where you just sit in front of your camera and people drop in and that you talk about the day and you talk about things and ideas. And so I think that's part of the process where you do more than just show up and play games. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And there are streams for that, like, Shroud and all these people who are really good at the game, and that's what you want to watch. But for streams like me, it's just, and as cheesy as it sounds, it does feel like a family. It does feel like these people have been my friends for a really long time. And that's one of the amazing things about Twitch is that I didn't know any of these people. They're from all over the world, right? And we've all just connected with each other, and it's great.
So now, but that also directly reflects on you and you as a person and how you present yourself and your confidence in front of the camera. So how did you find your strength inside? How did you cultivate that sort of confidence in yourself?
It's really strange because for my whole life I've been the quiet, shy girl. I hate pictures. There's this whole phase of me being a kid where I just refused to smile in pictures. That wasn't me. I never imagined myself being such a front-facing person. In fact, like I said, my background is in marketing and journalism and communications. I've always been behind the scenes. I don't like being the salesperson. I don't like being the one that goes to the meetings and does the presentations. Just give me something to design and let me sit in my back office and nobody look at me.
Right.
That's how I've always been. And, my fiance was the one who said, you should really stream. I think you could be good at it. So it kind of, I wish I had a better answer for you. It just kind of came natural to me. But it's developed me as a person, and I've grown a lot, and I'm more comfortable, I'm more confident in myself. It's been really amazing, honestly.
Very nice. Now, and I'm so listening to what you're saying right there and talking about your fiance. One of the ongoing themes that I've tried to show in this series I've been doing is how that the people in front of the camera always have somebody in their lives that supports them, loves them, and it's somebody you may never see, you may never hear, or if you hear from them, it's like, hey, they come in, they wave, and they leave right away. So sort of talk about your fiance. How has he been the positive sort of influence in your life?
Oh, he's been incredible. Like I said, he was the one who pushed me to do this. He said, this would be great. Let's give it a try. He handles all of the, technology side of everything. He does everything. which is a huge help because anybody who streams knows that, that time that you're in front of the camera, that's not the only thing that goes into streaming. There's so many other things. So to have that person there to help you manage all this stuff is just so amazing. I'm so grateful for him. In addition to the technology side, again, something else a lot of streamers know is that we all have bad days. We all have those days where you just don't want to be in front of a camera, or somebody says something to you that, hurts you. And, of course you have to develop thick skin on the internet, but, sometimes it gets to you, or, maybe your stats aren't where you'd like them to be, or maybe, like I said, you just had a bad day. But to have that support system there to say, it's okay, I understand. This happens all the time. This isn't just you. Just having somebody there to push you and lift you up is just so valuable, especially as a streamer and broadcaster.
So it sounds like to me that you guys were actually what am I trying to say? It sounds to me like you guys were already connected before you started to stream, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. We've been together for a long time. We actually met playing World of Warcraft when I was 16. So that's how we met, which is crazy. It always makes people laugh. So obviously, we've always been connected through video games. So it's been a neat way to build a bond and a connection. It's like we're in business together, It's fun.
Very nice, right? So these themes that I'm finding throughout this process of sort of having the positive outlook, making sure that you put in the work and the time, having a solid support system that while being online and having those friends is great, there's got to be somebody when you're offline and your hair is horrible and your makeup just doesn't want to work and your skin is breaking out, who's there, who's just there, who you can hold on to and lean on, because everybody has crappy days, and everybody has family issues, friend issues, work issues, whatever it is. And I really hope that people will see that. So from your end, so you've been so as far as streaming, now you've been going for about a year. You got about 500 followers on Twitter. You have almost 2,000 on Twitch. So sort of talk about some of the things that you've learned along the way as you go from not having any followers at all to having no followers, no subs, and no donations, and you're sitting there going, is it even worth it? And now you're at almost 2,000 followers and you get subs and donations and things like that. What are some things that you could tell other people?
Well, definitely never underestimate the Twitch community. I went into this thinking, this will be fun. I'm playing video games anyway. Let's meet some new people. If I make a little bit of extra money on the side, woohoo, not my priority. And it just skyrocketed. And now I'm a full-time streamer right now. And it's kind of incredible. So yeah, don't underestimate the Twitch community. It takes time and it takes meeting the right people, but eventually if you're good at what you do and you're kind to others and you produce great content, you'll get paid back, because the community is just so amazing on Twitch. It's unbelievable. I've never seen such a tight-knit, supportive group of people in my life.
Very nice. And that's an important piece that has to get out there. And I've said it multiple times as we've been talking. There is the element that is toxic and they troll and they do that, but there's also this larger piece of that never gets noticed because they're nice and they're kind and they drop in streams and they say hi to people. How's your day? Hey, you look nice today. Or hey, you seem like you're down. How's everything? And they just genuinely want to be nice to you. And I think that's sort of something that doesn't get noticed because we're sort of expected to be nice to people. And then so when those trolls, that 5 to 10, maybe 15% of people drop into your stream and start throwing around horrible words, those are the ones who get seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's always how it goes. People remember, 100 people can tell you that you're pretty, but, you're more likely to remember that one person that said something really mean to you. And it's a shame, we shouldn't we shouldn't be like that. And I try not to be like that. I try to remember all the good things that come out of it. And it's more good things than bad, honestly.
Very nice. Well, hey, as far as sitting down and talking with me, I genuinely appreciate it. So, yeah, I really do. I encourage everybody to drop by her stream, drop by her Twitter feed, and if there's anything that you would like to promote on the way out of our little conversation here, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that we're probably one of the more welcoming communities on Twitch. You know, if you just want to come in and make a couple friends or just get a little pick-me-up, just come on in. We will welcome you with open arms.
Awesome. Hey, thank you very much for talking with me again.
Thank you.
No problem. I always appreciate people who make time for me. I feel like I'm just some random person often on the internet and sending these DMs and emails. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned to all of the content that I'll be doing here lately. You can go over to Miss Sunshyne's stream and her Twitter feed. You'll see that on the stream or on the screen right there. And stay tuned because I have a lot more coming soon. Thank you much.